City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people, this is city. I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every brick. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ike's place while we'd roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoney, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm Xavier, then I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. What people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion, and it's mine.
How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine. How I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. Me and my hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block. Like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
Yep. What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? What does it do? All right, gang. I just want to say what's happening, what's good. I can't even speak English. What's good in the hood? Good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the show, Graham. If you are brand new around these here parts, I am Doc Rock, your content creation coach, and today we're going to get in and we're going to talk about some things. I just want to make sure you know ahead of time, gang, if you are catching this on the replay squad and you have questions or something that you would like to inject into the process, by all means do that. You can leave them down below. I definitely will come back and make sure that you are squared away. We want to make sure that nobody gets left out of this here party, if you will. So with that being said, we are going to dive into the content. The way it works around these here parts is you are more than welcome to, whoa, that's crazy. You're more than welcome to leave question. We would definitely get to it. I would ask that you mark them with the Q. It makes it easier for me to find them as we get started. But we will definitely come back and answer your questions at the end. Give all your shout outs, greetings, salutations, and all the myriad things like that. Let me just move this one last thing out of my visual acuity because it's driving me crazy. And yeah, this is going to be a good topic. Just because like it comes up, like it happens. And I know it's something that a lot of kin folks tend to struggle with. So we want to see what we can do to make it count. Okay. One of the first things, wait a minute. What's going on here? That is super odd. Whoa, 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 whoa. When you do these things like the other, all right, there it is. It must have been doing something crazy, but I think I got it figured out. Let me go back to Chia. All right, we're gravy. Let's dive in real quick. Once again, I'm Doc Rocky, content creation coach. And no, Paul, I did not take the animation out, but I will turn them off. You only need to see them once or twice this go around. Yes, I am your content creation coach. If you want to know more about any of the things we're talking about, by all means, drop that in the comment section below, and then we will get all the things popping. So let's dive into this presentation real quick. All right, we like to tell you your excuse is valuable. Your excuse is valid, so what? Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay you have the excuses. Like, I understand, like, it's hard. I like to tell my people that your feelings aren't facts. A lot of times you are dealing with feelings. Feelings are not exactly factual. They are somewhat designed to bother you. So don't get too bent out of shape over it. We can still make it work. Okay. All right. Let's talk about it. So one of the first things I want to remind you to do, like, say you created this lovely content, right? Say you did something fanglorious and you were sort of happy with the content that you made. You spent a lot of time on it. You were, over the moon. You're like, this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that goes viral. Oh my goodness. You guys know how much I hate that word. This is going to be the one that sets it straight, whatever. And it just doesn't work out that way. You have, as a creator, especially as a creator, this is something that anybody should do. But as a creator, more than not, you should definitely learn to detach yourself from the outcome. Okay, I know it's a hard thing to do. We're going to talk about it in detail when we get to the Q&A. So if you have had a recent failure that you don't mind squaring up and telling the truth about that, please drop that in the comment below, in the comment section below. Laughing at Kevin. So if you have a situation where something happens, like including the CDN failure that happened, but hey, whatever, it does what it does. What's up, Whoa? Good to see you here, brother. Drop that down in the below and let us know. And I'm just going to automatically start anything that Carlos says because, well, he's a professional. Okay, so one of the things that's important about this, again, is the outcome isn't you. Right. And we'll dive more into that in a second. But I think the next point might help cover this. Like, if you screw something up, are you all of a sudden a bad person? Right. So you make this video. You thought it was the dopest thing since running water. And all of a sudden, it just tanks. Like, it doesn't come out the way you want. Does that make you a bad person? You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself. Like, are the people that made the book of Boba Fett bad people because they screwed up? Let me make an adjustment. I don't like that. No, they're not. They're not. Like, they just made a crappy show that we all put too much effort in, hoping that they weren't going to screw up, and they did. It's horrible. And that's coming from a professional Star Wars nerd. It's trash. But are they bad people? No. If I saw them at the grocery store, I'd still say hello, shake their hand, give them a hug. Heck, I might even ask them for their autograph, right? You're not a bad person because you create something that sucks. And this is what I mean by detaching yourself from the outcome. Unfortunately, too many people take the mistakes that they make and apply them as if it somehow says something about you. And that's not necessarily the case. There's oftentimes good people that make bad product. For instance, you could be Elon Musk, who is a horrible person who makes a good product. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you have to detach yourself. I'm ready for that smoke. You can bring it. Yeah, you could be a really, really good person and just make something bad. So you have to detach yourself from that. I think that's part of one of the most important parts that I can get out of this. And that's why I labeled this thing with my fancy little title. That's why I labeled it Failure. Because, again, making something bad doesn't make you a failure, right? You are not a failure because you made something bad. That thing you tried failed. If you try to jump over a puddle and you land in the water, that's the failure. You yourself are not the failure. I don't know if you don't get anything else. If you stop watching from right here, please don't. But if you just stop watching from right here, that's the only thing I really think that I need everyone to take away from the day. Stop connecting yourself to this. As somebody who I absolutely know and love, sometimes I think she has a tendency to do this, and I kind of want to yell at her, but I'm not. Rob, you like Boba Fett like I like all Apple products because you're dyed in the wool. Thank you, Mike, for backing me up. All right. Glenda, thanks for the news update that everybody knows about, and I did an entire show on like Sunday. I'm joking. What can you learn from what you just did? Like, this is the key thing. I say this all the time, and I completely stole it from Tom, and I don't know who Tom stole it from, but Tom Bellew likes to say that failure is the most data-rich source of information in the planet. I fully 100% agree with that. Okay, so you know I like to put things in the sports ball perspective, regardless of what Kelly says. Okay, so let's say I want to do I play safety, right? Let's say we're doing a cover two. And in the cover two, what I'm going to do is press the safety and try to put the receiver to the sideline. And say, I did that 2 times, and he basically takes the weak side corner and boom, left him in his socks. His Adidas logo still stuck to the turf, receiver wide open, touchdown. We failed, right? So what do we learn from that? We go back, we watch the little Microsoft Surface. I don't know why they don't use iPads, but watch the little Microsoft Surface. We see that every time what the receiver does right before he's going to cut is he goes to the line and he does some weird thing with his jersey because he's, drying his hands. Like a lot of receivers do that. The ball's coming to them because they do the thing on the jersey. So as a safety, what I would do is watch for the receivers to do something crazy. Like, what can I learn from getting burned the last 2 times? So now I'll fade backwards off into the weak side, or I'll fade behind the linebacker, make them think the corner is going to be open. As soon as that cornerback gets to the last step in his drop, I just head that way. And then he throws the ball, and then I take it. And then reservations for 6, touchdown. Why? Because I was able to learn from us getting burned twice. You know what I'm saying? So what can you learn from the situation? If everything I said don't mean nothing to you, don't worry. Just pick something else, right? For Phil and Dina who are cooking, like, what did you learn? Matter of fact, I watched Dina do something the other day. She goes, this is delicious, but I realized I should have left it in just a little bit longer to get that extra. Actually, when she does it, it's an actual chef kiss. When I do it, it's just a creep. But yeah, get the crunch a little bit crunchier on the crunch for the thing. You know what I mean? So, boom. All right. Now, after you figured out what could you learn, you got to then back up and ask yourself, what did you learn? Like, what exactly did you learn from that failure? In the military, we used to do a postmortem, right? Basically, after an operation is complete, we do a postmortem breakdown. We try to figure out what were our, basically do a full SWOT analysis after. What do we do good? What opportunities could we have done better? What weaknesses did we have? And what threats did we leave ourselves open to? So then we know that we got to, cover the bases a little bit more, or we know we got to call for support, right? So after action report, you know what, gang? You know what? Hold up. Pump the brizakes, right? Let's just say we do a stream today, right? I have these conversations at the very end, oftentimes in my own head, or sometimes I will yell things at Paul, like, remind me to do something after. And Paul, being Paul, very good. He will text me after and say, you said to do this, 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 and this. Remember to do that. And sometimes I listen, and sometimes I go to lunch and forget. But after the stream, I do an after action report. If you happen to stream and you use restream, when the stream is over, you get an after action report, right? So think of it like that. When you have something go wrong, how do you go and figure out what you actually learned? Take that lesson and put it into use, okay? Again, failure is the most data-rich information source in the planet. Okay, now, after you failed, you look at your piece and you say, who did I make this for? And what did I make this for? Like, a lot of times, we talked about this last week. If you're not fully versed on who your audience is, sometimes you're going to make mistakes because you're talking to the wrong kinfolk. You know what I mean? Right? If you're talking to the wrong folk, yes, you're going to say some things sideways. Yes, you're going to do some things sideways. So you have to go back in, reevaluate the situation, and ask yourself again, who exactly was I making it for? Can you put yourself in their Adidas and say, with them, what's in it for me? Right? You guys heard of with them? You got to put yourself in that situation and say, okay, now if I'm sitting here and I'm this craft person and I'm following this lady telling me how to make Christmas cards, what key information did she forget? What did she assume I knew? What did she do wrong? So look at it with a good lens from your customer's perspective. Walk a mile in their Adidas. You know what I mean? And then what was it for? Like, what was the goal? What was the outcome? A lot of times in the course of creating content and trying to get a lot of content together for a particular reason or not, we start cranking out a lot, right? CETA, right now, we're doing it right now. With CETA, our goal in CETA was to just get a lot out. Why all of a sudden did my do not disturb go off? Let me put it back on. It's there. And then, so you start, Chris, thank you for the tweet, by the way. I just saw that. See, it came up. Hey, I love you, Chris. Yeah, so what exactly, in the process of doing a lot of content, you can get to the point where you're cranking out quantity, but you're not thinking it all the way through. Right? So, like, what are they going to get? What is the outcome? Think about that as you're creating stuff, even when you're trying to hustle gain content, which is fully understand. Also, think about why 40 people is watching this joint, but 16 people hit the like button. I'm just saying. It's rude. I'm joking. Okay, now, you got to be real clear, right? I know that after action report and going back and asking yourself who this was for and what it was for, I know that's a challenge, okay? I know it's a challenge. Do it anyway. Eating broccoli is a freaking challenge. Do it anyway. Cauliflower, yes, Kevin, I'll add it to the list too. That freaking albino broccoli is nasty too, right? You smash it up and make rice, it's passable. But the texture, oh my God, it's like licking wet sandpaper. Nasty. So, like, when you process this, right, be really clear, okay? I was making this particular video for Keely. And this is the outcome I wanted Keely to get out of it. So, if I'm Keely and I speak with a slightly Canadian accent, would I grok the information that I was putting down? Like, I got to put myself in the blue sweatshirt with the blue glasses, blonde wig, Saturday nights only. Hey, girl, hey. And then get a big old glass of wine because I'm being Keely, like I'm being my customer avatar, right? I'm going to get a huge glass of wine and a cereal bowl, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch this video that I just made. And with the lens of my customer, I'm going to take that thing apart all the way down to the zit that I got growing on my nose, right? Like, I want to figure it out. And then use that after action to go and make it better. So then the next time I'm making something that is trying to direct itself to someone like Keely, I can get there a little bit better. Boom. Good question, Rich. We'll have this conversation offline. He's a dick. All right. Let's see. I just pressed the wrong thing messing around with Rich. Okay. So here's a crazy question. This comes up all the time. In when I was being mentored by someone, the question came up, and you know, it's a common question. All right, let me just go ahead and ask it, right? And we might talk about this in class, and then I'll hit you with the flip in class, right? People like to ask the question, what would you do if you knew you weren't going to fail? Right? Very common question. Let's flip that. What would you do if you absolutely knew you were going to fail and you didn't care anyway? That's a better conversation. Every single one of us has a thing. And by all means, if you got that thing, pop it in the chat, right? Pop it in the chat. What would you do if you absolutely knew you were going to fail, but you're going to do it anyway because it's fun, right? I don't know if Kelly it came to the chat today, but she can tell you right now, is when we go to karaoke, yo, there are some Radiohead song that I'm going to sing, and I cannot hit that she the way it's supposed to be hit, but I'm doing it because that's my favorite song to sing in karaoke, right? She running now, she run. Yeah, see? It hurt, didn't it? Right? I'm going to do it anyway because that song is so much fun to sing in karaoke, especially my homie Mikey Inoue. He's another filmmaker here. When we go together and we sing that song in duet, bruh, it's classic, it's obnoxious, it's horrible. Good thing everybody is drunk. But we're going to sing it anyway. So think about it. Like, what is that one thing that you're going to do? Like, you know you're horrible at it, but you just don't even care. You're going to do it anyway. Think about it like that, right? Think about it like that. That is the one. Do the thing anyway that you know you're going to be horrible at, but you're going to have fun because that's just your fun, right? There's people right now who try to cook that know they can't cook, right? There's people right now that try to talk game to females and they just terrible at it. They still got the silk shirt open with the little gold crooked leg thing from the 70s. They still over there, hey, baby, what your name is, right? Like, it's okay. Like, if that person is having fun and ain't hurting nobody, boom, that's what it is. That's what it is, okay? So you got to put yourself in a situation to sometimes think about what would you do if you knew you were going to fail anyway, but you wanted to do it so bad you still fitting to do it. That's it. That's the unlock code. That is cheat code. All right. So Seth Godin says, anxiety, not the clinical one, Carlos. We're talking about everyday anxiety. Non-clinical anxiety is experiencing failure in events. If you're busy enacting a future that hasn't happened, yet you are amplifying the worst possible outcome. It's a wonder that the work is difficult to ship, right? If you're spending all of your time worrying about what's bad is going to happen and ain't happened yet, you're basically amplifying the worst possible outcomes. But they didn't happen yet. So, again, any people with real anxiety, this is not what we're talking about, right? Not DSM-5 anxiety. We're talking about non-clinical anxiety, the kind of everyday anxiety you get when you see that person that you cursed out at your last job and you see them at the Piggly Wiggly. That anxiety. The everyday, I'm a little bit tripping about this situation, right? So again, whenever you're experiencing failure in advance, that is the anxiety that you get when you get ready to press that record button or something of that nature. And that is something that, stop thinking about it. Like, you're projecting the failure, right? You got to put yourself out there in a positive light. You got to tell yourself that this is going to be fine. I'm going to make it anyway. Like we just said, go make something you know is going to fail anyway. Who cares? Just make it, right? And then what can you learn from it? Like, what will you learn from it? Who's it for? What's it for? The whole 9 yards. Just go through the list that we just created and maybe do it anyway, but just understand that anxiety you feel is normal. Your excuse is valid, and just do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Simple as pie. Simple as pie. With that gang, we're going to say finito. Finito. Yes. Let's dive into Le Chat. Let's see what you guys is speaking on. Boom. So now I got to go back over here because Melanie said, it's so hard to be detached from the outcome sometimes. My creative living series views have dropped. Not a lie, even though I think the production and content has gotten better. Okay, let's talk about production value. I'm trying to think. Oh, here, we just talked about it. Here we go. The Book of Boba Fett, the production value is off the freaking rails. It is fantastic. From a creator standpoint, is dope. It has about as much story in it as a half a bottle of this Wilkinson lime soda water. Like, that's it, right? So production value doesn't necessarily mean everything. It still has to have some stuff. That doesn't make you a bad person, Mel. We got you, right? It's okay. Maybe let's dig deeper into the mechanics. And inside the mechanics, you can find out what in your voice, what steps did you miss again, what copywriting things you can add to it to fix it. You ever get that one eyelash that's hanging somewhere, you see it, but you can't catch it? Yeah, that. Yeah, so maybe just recheck it. Go look at it again. Look at it again from standing in the socks of one of your peoples and see what, maybe you just missed a very key step. Maybe you just had an off day. So what? Make the video again. Make the exact same video again. Make it better with the new things. Okay, examining our feelings is important. They're often often confused with opinion. Los be coming through with the fire every single time. Okay, I'm going to go back up in this chat and make sure I didn't miss nothing. I'm scrolling. There you go. Honestly, that's just the way you learn, right? You got to try and do it every day. Let's see. That was Mel's comment. Hey, Gigi, good to see you here. I'm still laughing at Rich's comment. If I fail all the time so much that I'm talking about, oh, there you go. You're talking about that tomorrow night, and it's a way to learn. Yes, 100%. Good job, Michelle. Good to see you here anyway. Appreciate you. Let me just see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so Victor, let's go ahead and put a pin in this. There is a section of people on the tube that believe that the YouTube videos they're making them for themselves. It doesn't work that way. You can do it. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you not to do it, but you do have to know it doesn't work that way. Right? This is a tough conversation. There is something about I'm making the product that I needed because it was missing from the market. I figured if I needed it, somebody else needed it. Conversation one. Conversation 2 is I'm making what I want to make just for me. I put it out there publicly because I'm hoping somebody will catch it. They sound similar, but they're different. When you made that video for you, what value possibly would another human being get out of it? That's fine. If you just made the video for you because you felt like ranting in the corner and there's no innate value for somebody else to get it, that's still fine, but it's not going to perform, right? The other people have to get value out of whatever it is. Even when you're saying something crazy, like there's a whole sex of people that are saying some insane stuff like the, oh my God, I forgot the guy's name. The guy's name from the cult was going to come back and save everybody. Happy Days, whatever it is. It's now it's blanking, but the original cult guy is actually from Hawaii. Somebody in Hawaii who's watching will remember what I'm talking about. But yeah, people thought dude was coming, be the next thing. And so even if it's bananas, other people got value out of what he's saying. It's how he was able to build a cult. Anyway. Boom, boom. Jim or Chris is making fun of me in my cover too. Gary says the same thing regarding taking an L. So much to learn from that L than the wins. 100%. You absolutely learn more from the L than the win. Ask anybody who was dating. Thank you, Camera Junkie. Oh my goodness, that is classic. Yo, what's up, champions? What's going on? What's going on? No, I'm not running the Z route, Jim. Oh, I don't know. Jim and Chris both here came today. Yes. You know what, Troy, this is a good one, man. I like to watch films for the patterns too. I like to pick up the patterns of what they're doing. Michael, no 2-point conversions. Hey, Dealcasters, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate you, fam. Yo, thank you. That was either Jim or Chris or both of them. But yes, Troy knows about the after action reports. I'm just coming through. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's right. M&M's. That's correct, Michelle. She's talking about like the after action report in the medical situation, M&M's, right? Boom, boom, boom. Let me put this up because Mel she retyped it for me. So that's good. That's a good one right there. Boom, boom, boom. Dean, good to see you here, brother. I was making fun of Dean this week. Yes, I love this. Is one of my favorite things. First day of school when I was in marketing, my teacher, Mrs. Susan Deek, she taught us that. She wrote it on the board in gigantic letters, and then we got it drilled into our head every day for around about 4 years. Very, very good lesson. What's in it for me? Boom. Let's just check. Okay. Here we go. Carlos says, failed again. I am a failure, or I fail miserably. And also what I can do is expect better the next time. Realize when you're personalizing and reframe with the facts of how you succeeded before. 100%. 100%. I like that. Hey, boom. What's up, brother? Good to see you here. I made a video, popular TikTok person, and nobody watched it. I was so disappointed, but it was a fun video to make. There you go, right? Sometimes you just got to do one for the fun of it. And it's funny. And I'm glad you brought this up, though. This is a very important, valuable lesson for the family. I've said this before. My crew have heard me say it before, but it's also worth reiterating because it's true. I could come here tomorrow. I can go to Lanai, get her on the plane, and bring Oatmeal Winfrey over here herself and sit her right down in the little basement studio. And maybe nobody watches it. All the advertising in the world, whatever. She's like, yeah, it's Oprah, but why is she talking to Doc? Who cares? I'm going to watch Is It Cake? That doesn't necessarily mean anything. The other thing, even if I could get her and she comes and 1 million people watch it, but they don't necessarily subscribe, or worse yet, they subscribe and never watch another video, that will completely crush your channel. You'll get a cool play button. You'll get a gold play button, but your channel is over after that because no one's going to watch, right? So a lot of times getting that doesn't do anything for you. It's like I would really, really love to have a McLaren M1. On Hawaii streets, it'll be an absolute waste of a $1.5 million car. Same thing with a LaFerrari. I would love to have a LaFerrari, but Troy's here, he'll tell you, driving a LaFerrari around the streets of Hawaii, that thing will be busted up in no time. It'll be an absolute waste of time. So yeah. I'm just killing you. You know, Troy, here's a funny thing about Brussels sprouts. Sometimes you got to revisit the stuff that you think you don't like or the stuff that you're afraid of. Growing up as a kid, I hated Brussels sprouts. Why? Because my mom bought them in that. You remember those frozen box of vegetables about like yo big? You would just drop the whole frozen brick in some water and you boil it for like 5 minutes to drain the water out. Vegetables done. Yeah, that's what we grew up eating as Brussels sprouts. That, my friends, is disgusting. The way they make it at Bevy, where they grill them and throw a little almonds and some. Yeah, come on, fam. That's a whole different game right there. Yes, 100%. 100%. Boom. There you go. Come on, Kills. Tell it again for the people in the back. All of the people that are in the community, yes, if you have a win or a failure, go in the community and debrief it in there. Then you got community people to help you figure out how to work the content. A lot of you people are part of the community, but you're still working by yourself. I kind of don't understand that. Like we built, and by we, I mean Keely, we built this wonderful thing so that you can come in co-working sessions again, man. I know like Carly was in the other day. She was staring at herself, right? Y'all got to come in and then get there. All right. I am way back in these comments. Let me fly through these. Yes, Kevin. Cauliflower belongs in the compost bin with the broccoli. Okay. In a pre-production and planning process, it's important to do the homework to help you channel your audience. This helps the mindset and helps you understand your customer and meeting their needs. 100%, Troy. All right. I'll be there in 3 weeks. So we're going to find out. Change my mind, home plate. I know it irritates Dina, but I love to say home plate because she's always making good food and, I play baseball. So there's that. Boom, boom, boom. She says, I love karaoke because the whole point is everyone is horrible, but it's fun because of the energy. Okay, Mel, so here's the problem with that. In Hawaii, so many people can sing. Oh my goodness. It's mind-blowing. So many people here can sing. So when you get the one weird dude that can't sing, I don't know how. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's boring and we got nothing to do. Maybe because karaoke is such a strong portion of Japanese culture, which then bled into Hawaii culture. It also bled into Filipino culture, Korean culture, and things like that. And Hawaii has large amounts of all of the above, or even Chinese culture, actually. So maybe, although karaoke comes from Japan, it means empty orchestra. It's not karaoke. I don't know what the F is wrong with you people. It's kara. It's K-A-R-A, kara. K-A-R-A, carry. What? What English school did y'all go to? It's not even English, it's Japanese. Anyway, karaoke came from Japan, and it kind of spread around the U.S. after the war. And because we had so many immigrants come to Hawaii, Hawaii is very, very dominant in it. And then again, if you go anywhere in Asia, you can find karaoke bars. And because we have about 77% Asian population, a lot of people here have been singing since they were children. By the time they're old enough to go to the bar, I'm like in the middle of watching AGT at any given karaoke spot in Hawaii. Just about everybody can sing, except your mans. Yes, bad singing does increase liquor sales at the karaoke bar. Boom. I'm reading. See. Hey, Troy, no snitching, no telling the secrets, okay? So the key to happiness is definitely bad karaoke. 100%. 100%. Kevin says, I was just reading an article, but being anxious over a situation that you actually experience the outcome twice before and during. Okay, I got it. I know what he's trying to say and what I can't read. Yes, you do experience it twice, but it depends on how you handle these things, right? Some people don't take that very well, and they do a really bad job, and they get themselves off for clipped, and they start tripping over nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what really happens. Manure occurs instead of S happens. Okay. Yes, story sells 100%. 100%. Let's get it twisted. Boom, boom. I'm almost there. Just checking. I did have something that I wanted to show you guys, and we'll see if we have time. Let me just get through these comments. Oh, nice. They're both here. All right, gang. Hey, y'all got to come back and do a catch up. It's been a minute. I want to have you guys on. Let's get that booked. It'd be super, super dope. This is Church for Content Entrepreneurs. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys rock. And Dina always coming through with the dope recap. You know, I think the biggest one in today's lesson is like figuring out how to detach yourself from the outcomes. My short person that lives in my house has a real hard time detaching herself from the outcomes sometimes. And we have long conversations about, you know, somebody picked a different house, or, you know, they went with a different realtor or whatever. The way I like to think about it is this didn't work out the way it didn't work out because you needed the space available for the next thing that's coming. I just how I think about it. I've always thought about it that way. I don't know when or whereabouts this came to me, but it came relatively young. I'm going to say in my early 20s. I don't remember which person taught it to me, but if I could teach it to you, please take it. It might have been my drill sergeant, but every time you miss something, whatever, it's just an opportunity for the next thing to come and to succeed at that is what it is, right? You can go back and process your memory bank and think about the times where something didn't go the way you wanted it to, and you were distraught about that, and then you end up in a different situation that's even better. You know what I'm saying? Right? So yeah, actually, for me, I could think of one. I was in Japan and loving it, loving every second of it. I almost wasn't going to come back. Had a deep conversation with myself about not coming back, and I was just going to stay in Japan and just keep rocking it, make some moves and whatever. Then talked to my family, and our store was getting ready to move. We needed to go to a new location. June was like, being at home with just mom and dad by himself is going to drive him crazy. Mom and dad was like, come back, let's do the store. And I was like, oh, June, remember when you left me with mom and dad while you went to San Francisco to art school? Damn it. Anyway, quick conversation with the family, some other folks here, whatever. I came home, period. Simple as that. And I was a little bit irritated. But I swear you, here's the freaking most bananas thing that ever happened. About 2 weeks after I'm home, pouty, generally pissed off that I didn't stay in Japan. I get a phone call at like 4 a.m. And then I'm like, what? The hell are you calling me at 4:30 in the morning? Oh, yeah, so this is bleep from Apple, and we would love to have you come and join the fruit farm. Is that something that you would be in? Bad word. Are you crazy? Don't call me with crank calls. Click. Couple minutes later, Mr. Boyd, no, for real, this is really beep, 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 from Apple. I'm from HR, and we're trying to recruit you. We want you to work with us on a new project. Lady, stop calling me. It's 4:30 in the morning. I don't know why you're spamming me. I'm not buying it. Blah, blah, blah. Click. Then, about 7 in the morning, don't hang up. Who's this? This is from Apple. I'm serious. I'll give you a number. You can call me back. I'm like, all right. So I wrote the number down. I called the number back. Thank you for calling Apple Corporate Office. Please hold and we will connect you to your party. Hello? Hi. Oh, snap. You wasn't, girl, I thought you was tripping. Yeah, that happened. And then so had I stayed in Japan, probably wouldn't have happened, right? Even when she called me, I wouldn't have been able to answer the phone because at that time, phones didn't work internationally like that. The phone I had in Japan, completely different from the phone I had here. And no, it wasn't an iPhone. I was there before the iPhone. So it's amazing how a situation that I was pretty heated over, like less than 14 days. I think it was like 10 days after I got home, I got the recruitment call from Apple. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the opportunity you think you missed is the opportunity that you need at that particular moment in time. All my fares this week have actually been fun because I had to let go. Come on, Elsa, let it go of a lot of self-consciousness to do it anyway. Val, I love the fact that you did your joints in the parking lot. Please do not get ran over by a car. And if you're going to get ran over, don't get ran over by that Accord. That's useless. When the Range Rover passed by you, get hit by that because that person can afford to pay the insurance. Yeah, roasted Brussels sprouts is the money shot. Come on. All right, here we go. We got a serious question. Subs versus views. Is one better than the other? It's best to try to have a balance. I do not have a lot of subs, but they do seem to keep coming back. All right, so fantastic question. And let's cover that. You know somebody is full of absolute manure, as Galbert called it, when they have 1 million subs and they get like 2,000 views on a video. That's when you know that person is full of manure. They bought them subs, they did sub for subs or some kind of bots. If you have a certain amount of subs, you get a certain amount of views according. I don't know what the exact math is because I don't pay attention to that stuff. But you can tell when they're coming back. You can also look at your analytics and see if they're coming back. Again, I don't look at analytics. You folks are my analytics. I kind of sort of don't care. Yes, I would love to have a play button. It looked good right over there underneath the Manchester clock. But that's not the thing. The thing for me is you guys being able to make the content that you want to create, come out, tell your stories, and spread the mission across the world to make other people happy. That is the fun stuff. That's what I do this for. So in a way, I can answer your question to a certain extent, but not really because I just don't care. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I would say you want a good balance of both. I would say you should always be getting views in your video because the more views you get, the more YouTube sees that video as valuable, the more they will pass it to more people. The more they pass it to more people will press the sub button, and it works, right? You can also know that somebody like Renee, who has 300,000 plus subs, and you know a lot of people watch the video unsubscribe. So he gets more views than the amount of subs he has. He gives you the after action report every video. He goes, according to YouTube, only 17% of you have actually subbed to the channel. Please press the sub button if you like this video. Let's talk about the Apple M4. Renee does it every single video. So there is a correlation. I can't tell you, nobody knows. Anybody that says they know is lying to you unless it's Susan herself. We don't know causation versus correlation when it comes to that particular conversation. The key takeaway in all of that jabberish is make good stuff. Make good stuff that makes people want to watch it. Make it so that you become indispensable to your people. If you can become indispensable to your audience, you're gravy. You could take a small niche. I mean, a tiny little niche, like just become the Mevo guy. You can become to Mevo what I became to Ecamm, and then next thing you know, Mevo is paying you to do all their videos. Because when somebody asks me dumb stuff about Mevo, I immediately say bad words in the back of my head, and I say call Victor, because I don't even want to bother. I got that one, and I'll never buy another one, period. It's right up there with broccoli. Unfortunately, failure can be a big turbulence for some. It's harder to recover from. If we can accept the fact that we fail sometime and minimize the turbulence, we recover faster. Damn. Carlos with the he came through. Yeah, I play catcher too. That's why my knees suck. Dun, dun, dun. Just chicken. Rich, I'm way back there. Rich is on karaoke. By the way, let's not confuse acceptance with the setting for failure. Recovering addicts don't settle for their addictive behavior. They accept that they're powerless over it so that they can start to change. 100%. That is fantastic. What's up, Jay Nice? Good to see you here. Janice, we changed some things up a little bit. Go to creatorcoach.live. That's the new Get Down. I'm still in the process of building it. I've been doing a lot of work lately, so it's not built the way I want it, but it does work. Creatorcoach.live. Yes, isn't going to fail the word. Failure to be a good person, parent, or run a political campaign has real consequences. 100%. True story. I'm Jason. What are you doing? I love that way of thinking. Got to work on accepting things don't work out because you're making space for it. Yeah, 100%, man. That is 100%. Oh, come on, girl. Oh, talk about coming in with the brand heat. Yep, that Fruit Farm phone call is what we call a silver lining out here in the home place. Yes. Oh, I'm there for that, yo. I am there for that. Yes, I did. Because, I thought she was tripping. Later on, she apologized for not calculating the time zone. I did tell her that's something that happens all the time, but oh my goodness, it was kind of funny. Yep, 100%. That is true story. My God. Troy, that's super funny. Boom. Let's see. Yo, what's up, A? Hey, I hope you got the message. I sent you the link to the Zoom. So it's in there. I sent it to you, but if you didn't get it, send me a DM on IG and I'll get you squared away. He says, if less than 15% of your subs are watching a video, you're in a good place. If subscribers don't watch your videos, the channel will start tanking. 100%. And let's see. Yo, what's up, P? Good to see you here, brother. Oh, Philip, let me send you the links to the, I will text you after this is done. I will text you the links to the 2 Zoom classes. If you can make it today, come through. We would love to have you. The family is there. Chucking from scratch. What it do, man? Thank you for that. Love it. I appreciate you. Yes, I mean, let it go. You know me, I like to say let it go, Elsa, right? I don't know why I say that. But being in denial is not accepting the reality of failing is a way of neglecting ourselves. True acceptance leads to growth and change. It is what it is. I had to come to grips with the fact that I am really, really horrible about going back into a situation and fixing something, right? So what did I do? I took a strength that I know wasn't working out for me, and then I reached out to Paul, Mr. Moderator himself, and I was like, Paul, would you mind rocking the timestamps for me? It's something that I don't know why. It's so simple. It's not that hard. But I was really, really horrible at going back to it. Primarily, I think, and I don't want to give myself an excuse, but in my head, I was like, as soon as the stream is over, when I press the button, I run upstairs, I get a coffee, right? If I'm in my fast window, which I am not, I will have a slice of toast or something like that. I'll run back down here, and then I'll start prepping for class. And so because I got a class then and then another class then, I was not going back and doing the timestamps. Right? Even when we had a 2-hour window between the end of the stream and class, I was going upstairs and watching Manchester United game because it was normally on while we were doing stream. And because I love you guys, I don't even watch the game. I'll actually watch it after, just so you know how much I love you. See that? That's called guilt trip. I learned that from my mom, and I grew up in the Jewish mom's neighborhood, so I learned how to throw guilt. Anyway, so yeah, I would still do something else. And really, what I came to the grips was, it wasn't that I was doing something else like JP just said, that my excuse was valid. It was something that genuinely gave me the heebie-jeebies. So rather than getting the heebie-jeebies and not going back in and putting in the timestamps and then feeling guilty about it a couple of days later and having it weigh on my soul because I still hadn't put the timestamps, and then I'm like 6-7 videos deep with no timestamps, I was just like, Paul, yes, Mary, would you mind typing in the timestamps for me, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, why, abso-freaking-lutely, I would be honored to. And I was like, Paul, you're a genius. You're a godsend. Love you to death. And now, when the stream is over, about an hour later, I'll get a text message from Paul, and then I would go in and I would paste it in. Now, here's the funny thing about that. Okay, right? I'm a control freak. I have a hard time like letting go of certain things. And I would get the timestamps from Paul, and he would text me on Tuesday and be like, hey, jackass. Yes, Paul. You still didn't put the timestamps. I'd be like, Reggie. So what I did, I was like, here, let me solve this problem. Paul, you now have the keys to the video. Okay? Simple. It sounds simple on paper, and talk about detaching yourself from the outcome. Yo, I definitely had to detach myself from that because I have no idea why such a simple thing gives me the heebie-jeebies, but it did. So I basically asked Paul's doing it for you guys. So first of all, give Paul a round of applause, because if you come on a replay, you can thank him for the nice, easy buttons to skip over whatever we're talking about. But the second thing is, I want you to know, as a control freak, as a Virgo, it's super hard for me to give Paul the keys to the thing. It just is, right? Same token, it wasn't easy for me to give the keys to Keely so she could come up here and cutify my streams. So y'all got to get used to coming back and seeing me. As a matter of fact, about 2 weeks from now, Keely will be sitting right here cutifying my stream again, because I'm going to Seattle to go hang out with Dana and hopefully Elaine. So, right, what I have learned from this, you know what I say, what could you learn from the mistakes that you made? I've learned that I can't do it all betwixt myself. So even as the coach, you got to ask for help. Keely, can you help me? Yes. Paul, can you help me? Yes. Louise, can you help me? Louise. I just told them about our Saturday night girl. Luis, can you help me? Yes. Super simple. Super Simon says to the department, I'm going to the fair. As a matter of fact, we're going to Dallas. I don't know nothing about Dallas because just don't like the Blue Star. But I'm like, Rich, my man, can you help me and Katie find somewhere to entertain some folks in Dallas? And Rich is like, why, certainly. And I was like, okay, Rich, while you're at it, find some places for us to sneak away and drink whiskey. And Rich said, why, certainly. See what I mean? Sometimes you just got to ask, man. Luis is the Japanese pronunciation of Luis. No, actually, it would be Rui. Rui-chan. Rui-chan. Nah, sounds like, because you know the L, the R thing. Get it? Just Rui. Durisu. Durisu wa, Mr. Camera junkie. Junkie wa nan desu ka? We don't have drug addicts in Japan. They do, but I'm joking. Anyway, it's a conversation I had recently. One of the hardest things to do that I think we all got to come to grips with, and I think Carlos touched on a little bit, even as people of a certain vintage, like we have a hard time even going to seek help when we need to have some help with the melon chops, because we just had a bad stigma around it when we was growing up. So yeah, like sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid, and I'm happy for it. I'm 100% happy for it. Keely said, I'm way better at giving help than taking it. 100%. 100%. I'm with you. That is me, right? I'm willing to help everybody do anything. And then when it's time for me to get somebody to help me, I'm super hard at it. I'm like that. And then Kara's like that. The funny part is us with each other. It's a fantastic point. And I think Kevin backed you up on that too. What's the street from Tennessee? Yes. Yes. That's Superman. We don't need no keys in the country. Oh, well, now we know that we're safe. Lo said it's a common issue for many of us. All right, gang. Oh, what was the question? Oh, no. So I haven't, we're still friends, but Elaine's doing something totally different and my channel is doing something totally different. So I haven't had a chance to talk to her for a while. I spoke to her a little bit ago just to check and see how she was doing. But yeah, honestly, I stopped smoking cigars altogether now. I might have one a year. But yeah, at the time, it's a lot. I've converted my cigar smoking to just hitting that bud. There's a lot behind why we choose to neglect ourselves for the sake of helping others. Oh, Carlos, do not diagnose a brother up in the stream. Carlos gonna diagnose me live. Yes. Oh, Alec, how you listen to me at double speed, I have no idea. You, my friend, are a genius. All right. I had something that I was going to show you guys, but maybe I'll save it for Tuesday. Okay, I know what I wanted to ask you before we go. Number one, for class, I would like to know, I would just pick some random people. I might not go through the whole list of people. I'll pick some random people. I'll ask some volunteers. But we're going to know, what is something that you failed at just miserably recently? Were you able to detach yourself? Are you still dealing with it? And what, did you learn, or what can you learn from that? That's what basically we're going to talk about. Also, if you would like to, I would like to ask you, if you absolutely knew you were going to fail, right? Like 100% knew you were going to fail, what would you do anyway? Right? That's it. And it's funny you should say that, because I can think of how many people in the chat right now, the only reason why you exist is because one of the two parents knew that the other parent was going to say no, but they did it anyway, and they didn't say no, and now you exist. Okay? So that's a proof positive that theory works. Sometimes something you're going to fail at, you got to do it anyway. Some of y'all right now either exist because of this or are married because of this. You know what I'm saying? So let it soak in, right? Let it soak in, because everybody told Steve that nobody wanted a computer in their pocket. Everybody. I mean, everybody. All the experts, all the AT&Ts, all the T-Mobiles, the Verizons, all of the above. They were like, no way. BlackBerry owns the space. There's no way you could slide in here. Steve was like, hold my beer. This is for Rich. Boom. Bud Light Raiders Edition. I'm not going to drink it. It's like 4 years old, I think. All right. So make sure you get that together for your homework. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask you guys, either via the Discord, via the Instagram, email, whatever's, I want to know, what are you struggling with that I can make a video or a stream about that might help you? What are you struggling with that's just driving you through the roof, right? What is a topic that we haven't covered that you want to see covered? Drop it on the IG DM, drop it in the Discord, in the, I guess, the general section. Actually, no, we have a section for that. Don't ask me what it is right now, but it's in topic ideas, tutorial ideas. It's in tutorial ideas. So go to Discord, slide in. If you're not already in the Discord, links in the description. Paul or Keely will pop you the link again right now. You definitely want to join the Discord community, because that's where it's happening. And yeah, I just want to know, what are you struggling with, or what's something that we can cover that can help you out a lot. Now, as you may have noticed around these parts, I have somewhat shied away from some of the tech stuff for a minute, because I am getting absolutely bent backwards over people still not understanding it's not about your gear. It's the motion of the ocean. Some of you never mind. Some of y'all need to wrap your head around that idea. Right? It's not about the gear. So I've been trying to weigh off of it. But if you have gear stuff, we do have a section in the Discord where we can talk about that. And there's some stuff that's coming out that we will do streams about, we will talk about. I might make those streams more impromptu, or I might just make them happen in the Discord community, not necessarily on the channel, because it's super funny. I know Tom was completely joking, but people are still out in the streets blaming me for hating the Yeti. And I'm like, I don't care if you have a Yeti. If you can make content that lifts up the entire world, I don't care if you have a Yeti. You'll sound like shit, but if you're lifting up the whole entire world sounding like shit, knock yourself out. But people still out of the, I'll be straight up. I'm going to be straight up. People still out of the short mindset still want to blame me about this Yeti conversation. That's not what the point is. The point is, audio is very important to your stream. For $50 a piece, I could buy 3 Samsung Q2Us over the cost of a single Yeti. And they're better. So it's not that. I just don't care. That's not what the thing was about. But I got stuck with that brand. Sometimes you get stuck with a brand and you just got to own it. So I'll own it. All right, whatever. But I just want to tell you that it's not about the gear. It's just not. Because all that is an excuse. You feeling a type of way because I said some stupid shit about your Yeti is also you making an excuse for not making what you want to make. There's no way that I should be able to come in and sidetrack you from your mission, because purpose is so strong you don't care. Holla, okay? If you watch Kelly Mir Noble Bella, my homegirl Supreme, she went 3 years of me clowning her about that stupid thing she had. And she still did her work and she's killed it. And then she switched and now she's like, oh, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Stephanie. Stephanie was on the Yeti. Now she's on the SM7B. And now she's like, oh, I get it. But she was still killing it 100% with that ugly blue Yeti. I mean, it was blue. It was a blue Yeti. But that's not the point. Right? I don't know why people want to use that excuse, be like, oh, I can't do my work because Doc bitched at me about my Yeti. I'm like, come on, fam. Come on. Don't try to put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. It's not me. Right? So I'm stuck with that brand, whatever. I'll deal with it later. In the meantime and in between time, go do your work. Go create awesome. Detach yourself from the outcomes and let's get it twisted. And if your feelings are fragile, you are definitely in the wrong space, because I will punch your feelings with a crowbar, a rusty crowbar. I don't do feelings. Feelings ain't facts. I work off of facts. I'm not the guy. I'm just not. I'll tell everybody that. Anybody with soft feelings, I will send you somewhere where the soft feelings, I'll send you to the My Pillow guy so you can have soft. I don't do soft. It's not a thing. I don't know why. It's just not a thing. I'd rather be 100% honest with you and pull you along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Anyway, gang, we're going to play some theme music and then we out of here. I will see you guys in class. I'm messing. You guys are killing me. I will see you guys in class. And yes, by all means, send me what it is you would like to see us popping with. We got to get ready for the summer action, so I'm going to start planning some things. And Uncle Ray told me to ask y'all what y'all wanted, so I'm asking. Love you guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I will see you soon. Peace out.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of